Hey guys, today's video is all about why walking is better than running for weight loss. So let's start with talking a bit about running first. So obviously running burns more calories than walking. Over a certain distance, running is a lot more effective at burning calories. Now, obviously just higher intensity gets your heart rate up higher, it requires more energy to run. It's just a more strenuous activity. Now with walking, obviously it's your heart rate's a lot lower, it burns less calories, so you may think, why would you walk rather than run? Well, one of the issues with running, firstly in regards to weight gain and losing fat, to weight loss, and losing fat, is running causes you to lose more muscle as well, especially if you're running long distance. It causes you to burn more muscle. Now, if you want an example of this, obviously it's an extreme example, but do a Google image search for marathon runners and have a look at them, at their physiques, and then do an image research for sprinters, for example. And you'll see the huge difference in their physiques. Considering one just a small amount of high intensity, just a quick sprint, and the others do 25-30 miles, running. Marathon runners in general, they look like they're very unhealthy. They look malnourished. They're certainly not a physique that I think most people want to achieve. It's not a good looking physique in general. I am talking about professional ones. I mean, if you just go and do one marathon, it's not going to change your physique forever, but in general, running will cause more muscle loss. So it will just start after you've hit a certain amount of miles, it will just start to burn more muscle. It's just a very strenuous activity. Now, another thing with running is it causes cortisol levels to rise. Cortisol is one of the hormones responsible for weight gain, especially around the abdomen, the stomach area. It's basically cortisol levels increase due to stress. That's one of the main reasons. There are other reasons, but high stress equals more cortisol. So obviously, running is a very strenuous activity. It increases stress on the body, and therefore it increases cortisol levels. So when you have high cortisol levels, it can be a lot harder to lose weight. It's not what's ideal, for weight loss. So with running causing these amounts, it sort of offsets really, all the extra calories that is burnt. With walking, for example, cortisol is not raised anywhere near to the level of running. So that's something to take into account. It can cause you, your body to hold on to a lot of your fat around your stomach, your middle, and it can make it even harder to lose that. So that may be your problem area and where you want to lose most of your weight from. Well, running is kind of making it even harder. So another thing with running, you can cause injuries. I mean, I started running many years ago. And I got up, I was fairly quick. I got up to a certain amount of miles per day, whatever. But what would always happen is I would always injure myself, and it didn't matter. However, I would, how much I did stretches and warm-ups and things. It's just very strenuous, and it often causes a lot of sort of injuries around the knees, the ankles, the joints, muscle tears, strains. Whilst walking, I mean, it's very unlikely that you're going to cause any serious injury just walking. So, it can, in that way, again, it can offset any sort of, all those extra calories you may have burned. It can offset that, because if you then injure yourself and then you need, a month to recover, where you can barely walk, for example, then, you're not going to be able to go to the gym, you're not going to be able to do a lot of things, you're just going to be sitting down. It's just, it's going to offset all of that work you've done. So another thing in regards to walking is obviously it's very easy to increase walking to your schedule with very little effort. For example, if you go into the supermarket, you just park your car, the furthest away possible from the door, and there you've got a little bit of extra walking. Walking's also good because you can combine it with other things. For example, if there's if you listen to audio books and things, you want to learn something new, or you just listen to a book that you enjoy, you can do that while walking. Now with running, it's a lot harder to focus on what on what's being said. Now obviously you can listen to music and things running, but if you in regards to like listening to audio books, and trying to learn new things and stuff, you're going to hear it, but you're not going to remember anything really. It's just you're too focused with running. Your heart rate's too high. You're in too much. Your body's under too much stress. It just doesn't allow you to really sort of multitask. And walking as well, as I said before, it's easily incorporated extra steps into your day, just by parking a bit further away, things like that, or just going upstairs instead of the elevator. There's loads of ways just to add some more steps to your day, and it's not going to be loads of extra time or anything, especially if you once you get fitter and things, it'll be easier to walk more and stuff if you're very overweight or whatever. So walking is it's a very low impact exercise, especially if you are overweight. It's not going to cause you much pain, especially compared to running, for example, which is very, very strenuous. It's not going to raise those cortisol levels so much. And obviously if you combine your walking with intermittent fasting is going to help with your hormone levels. It's going to help with your fat burning, and then just adding a few more steps here and there, that's really just going to add on to that, and the weight's going to fly off you. Running's really not necessary. Most people don't enjoy running anyway. You should never really try and do exercise that you don't enjoy, because you just won't stick with it. If it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that you're doing without thinking about it, like walking, because you probably have to walk, if you go to the supermarket you have to walk around it, unless you go in those little disability scooters. But what I'm saying is, we all have to walk, at some point in the day, in our jobs. If you've got an active job, you'll be walking a lot as well. There's no need to start running. It's not needed. It's not really, what I'm saying really is it's just not going to accelerate your fat loss as much as you think it will, just because obviously if it rises your levels of cortisol too much, that's going to make losing fat around your stomach, your abdomen, a lot harder. So it's the extra calories is offset by that. So my advice is choose a different exercise. Don't do running, do walking. Increase the amount that you walk little by little. I'm not saying you need to go for like 4-hour walks every day listening to all the self-help audio books or whatever. I'm not saying that, but not that that's a bad thing at all, but just little small increases. Just walking a few extra steps a day. An extra 50 calories burnt every day adds up over time. 50 calories every day, in 10 days that's 500. In a month that's 1500. That's almost half a pound. So almost half a pound of weight loss just from burning 50 calories extra a day. So don't worry about running. It's people who say, oh, you need to start running if you want to lose weight. No, you don't. You never need to run. I haven't run for years. I only to chase my daughter. But walking is more than enough. It's a great exercise to do. It will help get you healthy. It's low strain, won't affect your hormones. It's easily incorporated into your day, and you can multitask with it as well. So stick with walking. Don't bother with running. So thanks for watching, guys. Give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.